All right, welcome everyone. Today I want to talk about a super important topic, which is dealing with loneliness and what can we do to actually overcome loneliness. And it's a very sensitive topic, it's a tough topic, but I think most of us eventually basically have to deal with the problem. If we not already did, it will actually happen, I would say, latest when we're getting older, because the older you get, the more lonely you tend to get. Yeah, tough topic. It affected me personally when I moved to a new town for a job. And then the pandemic happened. Yes, there was the pandemic. I know we all pretend it did not happen, but actually it did. And yeah, I didn't have any friends. I knew literally no one, and coming to a new city actually was super tough for me. And yeah, there were some things that I had to face, and even though it was, I would say, tougher back then in the pandemic to actually fix it compared to now, hopefully for you, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna figure it out together today in the live stream. And yeah, as always, feel free, ask all your questions in the comments. I would love to really help you specifically, but also prepared for today's stream also some points I want to go through. All right, so loneliness. I think it's also a topic, if you're affected by it, you kind of feel ashamed for it. And that's something, me personally, I have a big problem with, because that's nothing that you need to be ashamed of. There's nothing wrong with you and nothing broken with you, right? It's just a thing that eventually, like I said, will happen to you, will happen to most of us. And there are different phases where it might happen to you, but nothing is broken with you personally, and you're also not the first and the last person who's affected. And yeah, I want to say that before we really go deeper into the topic. And also for the definition, guys, there's a difference between lonely and feeling alone, or being alone. For me personally, if you can be alone without feeling lonely, you basically won life. That means, like, some people are scared of being alone because then they start to feel lonely. But being alone actually could be quality time. It could be doing things that you actually like to do, that you enjoy. And some people, it depends on your character. Maybe you even need some time to wind down, and basically just chill out and recharge your social batteries. So being alone doesn't necessarily need to be something bad or something you should be ashamed of. Actually, it can be something really amazing, and that's something you should never forget. All right, and that's maybe also where we can start talking about some solutions. I would say sometimes when you are in the situation where you're actually lonely, you feel lonely, and you feel kind of lost, what can you do? Usually, you cannot fix that immediately. I wish you could, but that's not how it goes. And since you cannot fix it immediately, there's still some things that you can actually do. And one of the things that I would say is, before you can connect with other people, first you can maybe take advantage of that time that you actually have to reconnect with yourself, like to deal more with you as a person and to find out, what do you want, what maybe is there something that you actually don't want to do, and what do you need to be happy, or how do you feel right now. Sometimes we just have a weird feeling, but we lost so touch with actually the emotions we're feeling, we cannot even name them. We feel bad, but what does bad even mean? Are you sad? Are you feeling lonely? Are you confused? I don't know, like, there's a variety of different names to describe it, but sometimes we cannot even do that. So I would take the time to really take inventory of my life and say, okay, I'm in this situation, I wish it would be different, I am lonely right now, but what vision for my life do I have? What kind of person would I like to be? Or what kind of friends do I like to attract into my life? Because trust me, if you have the wrong friends, sometimes, and that's actually a different video that I did, maybe you can check it out on my channel, It's how to find out if your friends are toxic. Having friends and having the wrong friends, sometimes you can feel actually super drained after meeting them, which means, in other words, sometimes being alone and not having the wrong friends can actually be a good thing. So I would consider what kind of friends you would like to have, what you would like to attract, and what you would also tolerate, where you draw the lines. Just take time to think about all those small little things, because in the end they are super, 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 super important. Therefore, I would recommend that you maybe just schedule some time for yourself, also to do some things that you actually like to do. If you cannot find someone who would join you in this moment, it's not the end of the world. But if you love to read good books, and actually we don't read enough, so I highly recommend that you grab a book and read. Grab a book. If you like to go for a walk, which is actually one of the best tips, if you do feel lonely, go outside. Because inside your apartment, inside your home, everything can feel so overwhelming. It feels like a heavy burden, and like all your view is blocked. Like you basically look at a wall. So just going for a walk physically, leaving your comfort zone, going out, I think that can be the first step to actually break free, feel free. Because you're outside, you see other people, and who knows, maybe by accident you actually meet someone out there. My dad used to say you cannot basically meet people without leaving the home. And I know nowadays in social media, right now, you might watch this live stream or this video. You actually can, but that's a topic for later, because I'm still a big, big fan of human connection and really meeting people physically. But in order for that to actually happen, or might happen, you need to leave your home. And anyhow, even without this intention, just going out, it clears your head, and it helps so much, especially if you feel lonely. Yeah, so schedule some time for some activities that you would like to do. Some people even consider it to be cringe going to the cinema alone. But in all honesty, I would say better to go to the cinema alone than to not do it, because maybe there's something really, really cool that you want to watch. Anime movie or whatever that might be that other people consider cringe. By the way, I'm a big, big Grey's Anatomy fan. Some people consider that maybe to be weird, at least when I was growing up. I stand by it, love it. And it's fine to love things that only you specifically love and other people don't understand. So start with yourself, think about what kind of person you want to be, what kind of friends you would like to attract, and schedule time for activities that you would like to do. But yeah, obviously that doesn't solve the loneliness issue. There's other things that you should have, like there should be other solutions that actually help you more. And let's maybe go to them. Yeah, you need to also basically be careful how you talk with yourself, because I realized that sometimes when we're having a hard time, we're specifically very hard and critic with ourselves. Like we criticize ourselves so much. We say like, oh, of course you're an idiot, nobody wants to spend time with you. Oh, look how you dress, look how you walk. I don't know, whatever's going on in your head, but basically the second you spend time too long alone, it can get dark in there. And if it does, just catch yourself in those thoughts, break them, challenge them. Are they actually true? Because most of the time, you are an amazing person. You're an amazing person that just is living their best life, trying to live their best life. And you're just in a phase right now. So don't be too harsh and too critical with yourself, because it's definitely not worth it. Yeah, I would say that's basically work you can do on your own with yourself, and that's super important. Trust me, I would say the more time you can spend with yourself while feeling comfortable, ironically, that will actually help you to being less lonely. Sounds weird, but definitely will help you. So after this internal shift, if you did it, I would say we can really start trying to build some connections. And one of the things that you can do, and we all know it, if you have a goal or you want to achieve something, sometimes this shit can feel overwhelming. It can feel like it's impossible. But I'm here to tell you, it's not just possible, but you can really do it, and it's not as hard as it feels. Because sometimes we think we need to do something big, something overwhelming, something gigantic, like it's life-changing, it should be hard, right? But actually it doesn't need to be, because the smallest things are the best and the easiest ones. I would recommend, if you, like we discussed, go for some walks, to talk with some people, just go out there and then try to have small little conversations. Whatever, if you go to the supermarket, greet the person, say good morning, say thank you, how you doing. If there's someone, whatever, wearing a fancy cool t-shirt, just make a compliment. Man, amazing shirt, and give them a fist bump. They're gonna appreciate that so much, and you never know what they're actually going through themselves right now. Like, who knows, maybe they're struggling as well, and maybe you made their day better. And the thing is, that's it. No need, no pressure to like actually say, oh, I made one compliment, can we share numbers? That shit can be awkward, and maybe it doesn't work, and maybe it can even backfire and prevents you to doing it again. But I would just say, take it easy, have those small little micro conversations, and just see how it feels. And trust me, it will feel amazing, and people will actually appreciate it if you do it. And I would say the second you're comfortable, even without the expectation that something comes out of it, you're gonna naturally get better doing it, which means actually one day there might be someone that wants to change numbers, or you're brave enough to ask for it. So easy going, don't overcomplicate it, don't make it harder than it needs to be. Have those small little positive interactions. Oof. And now the one that actually helped me personally the most to actually meet people and to make friends. And I just yesterday had an amazing time with a friend in a soccer stadium here in Hamburg. Was just amazing time. How do you make friends? Especially if you're an adult. Super tough. The second we grow up and we're out of school, nobody is teaching you how to make friends. In school, you're like basically 20 people, same age, in one school, in one classroom. You eventually make friends. That's easy going. But the second you start to work, you need to cook, you need to do, basically live your life, that shit gets tough. And since nobody's teaching you it, I would say the best, easiest, most efficient way the most efficient way to find friends when you're an adult is basically just following your hobbies, doing it, like trying yourself out. If you're into soccer, join a club. If you like to read books, maybe there's like a library, maybe there's people meeting up for actually reading together. I was not aware that this exists, but it actually does. Or maybe whatever, you like indoor climbing, do that. And eventually you will find a community, and if you just regularly show up, if you're open-minded, if you're friendly, like basically activities you can do jointly with common interest is the best and easiest way to enter having friends, to enter basically, yeah, like making friends as an adult. By the way, today, I don't know, live streams are always fun to do. I love doing them, but maybe I'm tired, because today my English sucks a bit up, but I hope you still get my points. Yeah, so that's, I would say, one of the best, if not the, yeah, just do that. Like, if you have a hobby, like, do it, and you will find your tribe. I always loved the word tribe, because it really does feel like it once you find it. By the way, this live stream is some of the best tips that I personally found for myself that actually work, that actually help and work when you're dealing with loneliness. But for me specifically, I made a video on this topic, also a very cinematic one. chef's kiss for my own video. Check it out if you haven't. All right, then also tough topic, but I would say very, very important is digital detox, my friends. Social media is supposed to connect us. Social media is trying to make our life better, to feel more connected, to feel more energized, to explore the world more. But we all know that actually that's not the case. You scroll through it, you waste your valuable lifetime for 1 hour, and in the end, what did you do in that hour? Nonsense, bullshit. You literally wasted time. But it even gets worse. There are also some studies out there that heavy social media use can actually increase depression, anxiety, you name it. So actually you feel worse. And also all your friends seem to have the life figured out. Or not just friends, if you're struggling to find friends. Everybody seems to have friends on social media. But in case you are not aware of it, we're all faking it. We're all pretending. Like nobody has their life figured out, and not all of our lives are amazing. And even if they are, they're not amazing every day. But on social media, usually we just try to share the positive sides and not so much the negative ones. So according to me, don't trust it too much. Don't fall for it. For me, it's a trap. Careful and just try to limit as much as you can. But if you use social media, I would recommend just try to use it actually in a positive manner. Just maybe whatever, check for content that's actually empowering, for stuff that actually helps you, things you're really interested in, and then just train your algorithm by putting out some likes on this content, share it and so on. And then your For You page or whatever it is will actually reflect what you would like to see. But I would even then, for example, try to find some communities. Maybe whatever, if you are from India and now you just moved to Italy, maybe you can find some Indian communities in Italy, some groups on Facebook, or New in Italy, New in Rome, whatever. And once you find it, then basically you have a chance of using it the right way and actually to connect with people. And in a funny enough sense, I learned that foreigners in different countries find friends more quickly than the people from the country themselves if they move to a new city. Was the case for me, so go crazy. I'm pretty sure there's an Indians in Italy group. I just made it up, but I'm pretty sure it exists. And if it does, and I specifically caught you and you actually are an Indian in, in Italy, I might have helped you out here big time. But obviously it goes for everyone out there. Just check if you can find people that you would like to connect to. All right, but now let's say you made some friends, you went out there, made some compliments, you maybe whatever, play soccer once per week, but it's so superficial level. Like, how do you actually make the transition from, like, you know someone to they're actually friends? To be honest, I would in this case just, chat them the second you think about something. Sometimes we overthink stuff, like, oh no, maybe I shouldn't write it like that, or maybe now they're busy, or I haven't written them in like 2 weeks, maybe I should. If you have this kind of thought popping up in your head, that's for me the clearest signal to actually do it right now. It's like a priority, and if you're really lonely, I think, and you're struggling with it, just take it seriously. Like, if you have the chance to write someone, just do it in that moment, because then you're actually doing something to make the situation better. So that's definitely something that I would do. Besides that, also just be proactive, like we all have our lives and they most likely have other things to do, but you can be proactive and just suggest stuff. Hey, there's a new movie in the cinema that I would love to watch. Are you next Tuesday free? Just do it. And even if the answer is no, don't take it personal. Like I just mentioned, we think sometimes the world is like, how do you say in English, basically the world is like revolving around you, but you're not the center of the universe. People have their own lives. So just if they say no once, twice, maybe 3 times, you shouldn't take it personal. Maybe if it happens too often and you feel weird about it and you feel like there's not a real connection there, that's a different story. But in the beginning, just be proactive and try. That's definitely something that I would do to turn those people that you got to know into real friends. And you can also open up in the end, maybe you have a passion, maybe you have something you haven't talked with them about, and just test the waters. Now, if you're really into cartoons, just hop on it, talk about it, and you never know, you might find another geekhead. So just be open about it, and I would say that's definitely helping you, or should help you. Oof, and now a big one. What I also found out, a super helpful tip if you're feeling lonely, is if you help others, if you volunteer, that feeling of connection you're gonna get if you really volunteer or help people, it's just simply amazing. Words cannot describe it. So that's definitely something you should look into. And there's always enough things that need help but don't get the proper manpower to do so. So really try to do it, and giving sometimes feels much better than receiving. And I know when you feel lonely, you actually want to receive attention, connection, love. But if you're giving it, it will find the way back to you, promised. So that's really something that makes a lot of sense, and I can just highly recommend. If you have the time to do it, maybe consider it. But as always, I would say, if you feel lonely and you cannot be alone, and my tips didn't help you so far, obviously, if it's serious, always consider professional help. It's always fine to seek help, to speak maybe with a therapist when you need it. That's something also you shouldn't be ashamed of, because again, if you're physically sick, like if you're having the flu, you're not ashamed of having the flu or a cold. Like you can tell people, I have a cold. But if you're dealing like mentally, first of all, you need to take it seriously, because I think it can be harder actually to deal with. But if you need professional help, ask for it, do it, and also try to open up. We'll always have just this one life, and in this one life, I have the feeling we need to be open up. We should stop feeling ashamed, and it's so important to not care what other people think about you, because you can pretend to be strong, but if inside you're really struggling, like, who are you helping? Like, this other person not to feel offended? It doesn't make sense. Like, just try to feel better and open up. You're not alone. That's one of the reasons why I have this channel, why I do my videos, why I do live streams, because I really want to help people. I just need to still find the best framework to get more reach maybe, but it's a work in progress, and I'm gonna get it. Like, I already hit one milestone this year, which was 1K subs on YouTube, and I have it. Now it's just watch hours and so on, guys. Like, just wait for the world to see. But I want to impact the world. I want to do it. I want to basically turn everything more positive and change the conversation on mental health. Yeah, that's definitely something that you should check out. Yeah, I would say with loneliness, you should not wait too long before it goes away. You can still act. Focus on yourself. Check out how you feel. What do you need? What do you want to do? And what kind of life you want to live? Then start slowly. Don't overwhelm yourself. Try to have those micro conversations, like speaking with people, approaching them, making a small compliment here and there, because you never know, they might just need to hear that compliment more than you actually know. And then find out what your hobbies are, follow them, do it, get to know your tribe maybe while doing those kind of activities. It's so much more easy and less awkward if you do it that way. And instead of always trying to basically receive attention, love, and so on, maybe it's time to also give it, volunteer, help people out, and don't swallow all your feelings inside. And if you need professional help, go get it, because in the end, life is too short to not feel amazing or to not try to feel at least better. And with that being said, I'm waiting a bit if there are some questions from the chat. If there are no questions coming, which might be the case, but we can see, then the video, as always, will be uploaded on my channel. It will be there available. If you just watch this video, feel free to support me. If any of this resonated with you, a subscribe would mean the world to me. And yeah, I would say that's everything I wanted to say, and I cannot wait until those live streams are a bit more interactive and people actually join and I can help them. Until then, I'm still gonna do it. I hope someone gets value out of it. I wish you all the best and see you next time. Bye bye.